You're going to have to make a sacrifice. You're going to have to, folks. If you want this bad enough, you're going to sacrifice. And here's the thing. If you don't back test it and see that there is absolute validity to what I'm teaching and showing you, forget the people that are making money with it. Forget all that, okay? These companies could be fake. They could be paying them. They could probably paid actors by ICT. They're probably talking about money that doesn't even exist. This is make that argument. It's not true, but let's just say that for instance, okay? You looking at the old data, back testing and seeing it, and then thinking, okay, I understand the concept, and I'm going to go forward and now watch it going forward within one of these time windows of the day. Is it a lot of time that you're investing for that particular trading day? No, it's not. That's an advantage. You're not sitting there like a zombie staring into the abyss of these candlesticks and just not knowing anything, which is very frustrating and it's draining. These markets are vampires. If you hook up an IV tube to you and let it take all your blood, it will suck you dry all the way to the marrow. So limit the exposure to it. If you can't find your setup in these times of the day, or if you lose, stop. You know what's never going to happen? You're never going to blow your account. You're never going to have major drawdown if you control your risk and keep it realistic and use real stops. You won't be fear of missing anything. You'll have a complete business model. And you won't have to work a part-time job schedule with it. It's very small in terms of your time and attention is required. But you have to put a lot of time in the beginning when you're back testing and looking at old moves, studying it. Do these things exist? Or is he talking out his ass again? I'm telling you, go back and look at the charts. You're going to see it. And it repeats all the time. But see, what happens is you get caught up in all the new things I'm teaching. All the new content, all the new concepts. Give me a new trick, ICT. Teach me another magic trick. Oh, how about just using what I already taught right now? I've made it very simple. I talked about very specific times of the day. That is rule-based because the algorithm is going to operate in these hours a very specific manner. And it's going to deliver a price. Buying and selling pressure is not going to be a factor. The algorithm will price in all of these setups. That's why it sounds like arrogance. That's why people say, I don't like his attitude. He's too arrogant, he's too cocky. That's because I know my shit. I know the market. Like the back of my hand, I know it. I know I'm not going to be surprised Monday. I'm not going to be surprised on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It doesn't mean I'm taking a trade. It just means I know what I'm looking for. And if it meets what I'm expecting, and it all lines up and I feel like it's something I want to do, done. You'll hear about it. And I'll ask you, do you want to see a dose? And you'll watch me go in there like I've already seen it before. I have, but nonetheless, you'll get that same skill set. But you're pushing it further in the future by trying to always change, always transition into something else. That 2022 model that I gave on YouTube last year, man, that thing is a strong model. And for the folks to say, can you just get off these 1-minute charts, ICT? Get off these intraday charts. I need something on a higher time frame. I want to be able to swing trade. Okay, go to a 4-hour chart. The same thing that you use, or I've been using on a 1 to 5 minute chart with that 2022 model, if you put it on a 4-hour chart, that will allow you to swing trade. You got to wait for it. It takes a long time. And it takes forever for the setups to pan out to your objectives. But guess what? Working class hero, that's your model. Did you have to change anything? Just the time frame. But all the logic is still there. You're not going to get a lot of trades. That's the sacrifice that you're going to have to make as a higher time frame swing trader. You're not getting a swing trade as many times as you can get a day trade or a scalp. I can find dozens of trades intraday. My students can find dozens of trades intraday. But we can't force dozens of swing trades. They don't form that frequent. It can't because the higher time frames are what they are. So if you like frequency and to be able to have velocity in your money, you short-term trade intraday. You have no overnight risk, no gap risk. What's gap risk? The difference between where we close at 5 p.m. and where we open at 6 p.m. Where we close on Friday and where we open on Sunday. That's gap risk.